let it out, met his eyes. Very mild. Cramp or contraction? Contraction, she decided, starting to tremble. They had waited so long for this. They were as ready as they would ever be. "Are you okay while I call the doctor?" he asked. She nodded, knowing that if she hadn't, he would have brought the phone into the bathroom. But she wasn't helpless. As doting as Hugh had been lately, she was an independent sort, and by design. She knew what it was to be wholly dependent on someone and then have her taken away. It didn't get much worse. So, while he phoned the doctor, she fit her big belly into her newest, largest warm-up suit, now lined with a pad from her post-delivery stash to catch amniotic fluid that continued to leak, and went down the hall to the baby's room. She had barely turned on the light when he called. "Dee! In here!" Buttoning jeans, he appeared at the door. His dark hair was mussed, his eyes concerned. "If those pains are less than 10 minutes apart, we're supposed to head to the hospital. Are you okay?" She nodded. "Just want a last look." "It's perfect, honey," he said as he stretched into an old navy t-shirt. "All set?" "I don't think they're less than 10 minutes apart." "They will be by the time we're halfway there." "This is our first," she argued. "First babies take longer." "That may be the norm, but every norm has exceptions. Indulge me on this, please." Taking his hand, she kissed his palm and pressed it to her neck. She needed another minute. She felt safe here, sheltered, happy. Of all the nurseries she had decorated for clients, this was her best. 4 walls of a panoramic meadow, laced with flowers, tall grasses, sun-tipped trees. Everything was white, soft orange, and green, myriad shades of each highlighted with a splotch of blue in a flower or the sky. The feeling was one of a perfect world, gentle, harmonious, and safe. Self-sufficient she might be, but she had dreamed of a world like this from the moment she had dared to dream again. Hugh had grown up in a world like this. His childhood had been sheltered, his adolescence rich. His family had come to America on the Mayflower and had been prominent players ever since. 4 centuries of success had bred stability. Hugh might downplay the connection, but he was a direct beneficiary of it. "Your parents expected pastel balloons on the wall," she remarked, releasing his hand. "I'm afraid I've disappointed them." "Not you," he answered. "We. But it's a moot point. This isn't my parents' baby." He made for the door. "I need shoes." Moving aside knitting needles that held the top half of a moss-green sleep sack, Dana carefully lowered herself into the Boston rocker. She had dragged it down from the attic, where Hugh hid most of his heirloom pieces, and while she had rescued others, now dispersed through the house, this was her favorite. Purchased in the 1840s by his great-great-grandfather, the eventual Civil War general, it had a spindle back and 3-section rolled seat that was strikingly comfortable for something so old. Months ago, even before they had put the meadow on the walls, Dana had sanded the rocker's chipped paint and restored it to gleaming perfection. And Hugh had let her. He knew that she valued family history all the more for having lived without it. That said, everything else was new, a family history that began here. The crib and its matching dresser were imported, but the rest, from the changing pad on top to the hand-painted fabric framing the windows to the mural, were custom done by her roster of artists. That roster, which included top-notch painters, carpenters, carpet and window people, also included her grandmother and herself. There was a throw over one end of the crib, made by her grandmother and mirroring the meadow mural, a cashmere rabbit that Dana had knitted in every shade of orange, a bunting, 2 sweaters, numerous hats, and a stack of carriage blankets. And that didn't count the winter wool bunting in progress, which was mounted in a wicker basket at the foot of her chair, or the sleep sack she